Yes, sir. We are back. We are back and we live. FX Bros. About to go over these charts, talk about analysis for the future weeks. And I know we haven't been on a live for the past 2 weeks. And there's really no explanation for that, besides just life and stacking bread. And I actually been taking about a week and a half off of trading. And just to talk about that, end of September, I think, around middle to end of September, I was starting somewhat of a account growth and just had a bad hiccup. And that's what caused me to reevaluate things, just take a break after that loss I experienced. So, I got a newfound understanding of risk and discipline, and we're gonna take that on into the future, a new light, a new focus, a new level of understanding, as far as not really on the markets, but more on a psychological discipline type of level to take this ultimately to the top, because damn near all strategies work, all candlestick patterns work. It's just about, trying to find out what works for you, your personality, or your time frame and ability to see and sit in front of charts to do any type of analysis. Once you come to those terms, the hardest thing is the discipline. Let me see, I think we got Scully on here. Scully. You in this thing? We got Ant, we got Scully. Who all in here?
What's going on, fellas? We back. We back. We back.
We back. We back. I know Jay on here, but I can't really hear him, so I don't know if he got it muted. But nonetheless, yeah, like I said, had a nice loss mid September, so I took a about a week and a half off, just sitting back, stacking my money, and just reevaluate things. And most of all, what I had to come to terms is discipline, risk, and understanding that all these setups and entries that you take is all chance. Every trade, every setup, and the outcome of that setup is all different. Like nothing is the same. Even though you may see the same engulfing, the same breakout, you as a trader are supposed to take all those trade setups that you see, that you look for on whatever time frame, whatever part of the day, take that trade, but take it with a bias mind frame that, yes, I'm taking the trade because it's a setup that I take, but the outcome, I'm cool with not knowing what's gonna happen, because it's all about probabilities. I'm speaking all this off. I'm learning a lot more from Mark Douglas after I've been reading his book, Trading in the Zone audio book, and I'm pretty much almost done with it. And overall, that's basically what he was talking about, is just looking at the market in terms of probabilities, as far as if it's going to work or if it's not going to work. That's something you can't and you would never be able to determine, because it's too many factors. But what you can determine is the patterns that the market gives out every day and repeats every day. It's just the outcome of that pattern is random. So, like I said, as a trader, don't we can't get caught up to in emotionally into any trade, especially when we enter the trade. Because once you enter, you should already have how much risk you gonna risk, where you go take profit, and where you go stop out, where you go put your stop loss before you even enter the trade. If you enter in a trade and you don't have that, then you already putting yourself in a risky move from the get-go, like the entry itself. Super high risk. And we want to mitigate as much risk as we can for trading. So we look for those candlestick patterns or those different chart patterns that we see on different time frames, and we look for those entries that we have agreed to ourselves that gives us that edge that every trader has in the market. Because like I said, all damn near all strategies and patterns work because they work because people are able to see them and give it a name and study it and test it. All patterns work. It's just the fact that you have to find the one that works for you and take that trade according to what's going on with the market. Granted, you don't want to be taking buys when the daily, the weekly, the monthly, and maybe in the 4 hours is all bearish. It's all taking out lows, creating lower lows and lower highs. You don't want to be looking for buys. So stuff like that, trading with the trend, trading the setup when you see it, looking for that candlestick pattern and trading it like blindly, like a robot, no emotion. When I say blindly, I mean no emotion. Don't look for any emotion when you're entering or exiting a trade. Like if you miss it, cool. If you get stopped out, cool. Because what you don't want to happen is what I did. I did the two things I was just basically talking about is one, having too much risk, and two, allowing the trade to grow bigger into a loss because I thought that the market was going to reverse. When you start to think about what the market going to do, you already lost. So your biggest feat is the emotional ties to trading. If you could overcome that before you even get to the big money, you already a millionaire. I don't care how much you starting with, you already a millionaire. Because this market is going to keep printing patterns and money will keep flowing through these markets, and there will always be availability and volatility for you to grab profits. So yeah, man. Like I said, a few videos. I think two Sundays ago, I was talking about how I'm gonna monitor and post, uh, my 10 pips a day off the strategy I choose, and you know, grow a small account with the adage of adding to that balance on a weekly basis from my efforts of working, wherever that may be, hustling, working, whatever you got to do, develop a consistency of deposits into your account until the point to where your deposits really are worthless, if you will. If you deposit in $100 a week and you get to the point to where your account is at 15 grand, then yeah, you necessarily don't have to unless if you go increase the deposits, But that $100 ain't gonna really do nothing no more at that time. You pretty much already locked in. So just continue to let the account grow. From there, you shouldn't have to deposit no more money into it. So with all that being said, I will post a picture on our social media of September, what I have on the whiteboard, and then we're gonna start over. Well, not start over. We're gonna continue into October for this week. We just kind of yeah, no back down, no emotion, no bad trades, no over risking, stop loss locked in, break evens locked in, take profits locked in, like no more play. We must treat this like a real business. And I'm gonna tell you, if I learned anything, I learned mostly firsthand real raw discipline from the aspect of a beginning trader from my brother, Scully. He is the true epitome of a trader that took nothing and turned it into something only off of discipline. He could have been trading any market he wanted to, but solely off of discipline, he running it up. And that's what we started FXBros for in the first place. So major shout out to that boy. He doing big things.
Facts. Big fire. Big fire.
Nah, real talk.
Yeah, shouts out to you too, man. I mean, I didn't know about trading or anything until you brought it to my attention, and you could have held that to yourself. A lot of the big traders that's really making money, they you don't hear about them. They're not on Instagram. They don't talk about their strategies. When people got that golden ticket or that that knowledge,
Yeah.
they don't really
Hush
give it up
hush.
like talking about. Um,
Hmm.
so it's one thing to let me know about it, but I took it upon myself to to make it work. Like I dove in pretty hard, and took some L's for sure. But like you said, with discipline and um, and not only that, continue to change and be fluid with the market because it's going to change. You're going to have some days where nothing happens, some weeks where no setups happen, especially with my plan. So to be fluid and to adjust when those things happen, I think that's where I really started to realize, um, my the growth in my account and yeah, and in my um, overall discipline in trading. Because just like you said, every strategy works, but what works for you, and know what areas that you're gonna, like I always say, when you enter a trade, you need to realize where you are looking to exit at before you even enter the trade. Like if you
Right.
just enter because you see it going up or enter because you see it going down, that's cool and all. But if you don't have your area set where you going to get out or where you're going to get stopped out. Um, so you got to have those areas. And like you said, be cool with that. Understand that you will not be right all the time. And that's where management comes in. So to manage your trade, know your risk to reward and manage leverage. It is a lot because I do trade heavy. But because of that, that's why every trade that I enter, I don't go in heavy on. If that makes sense. Like I trade heavy, but every trade that I put on is not heavy. You know, um,
Right. You got rules in place.
exactly.
Hmm.
Sticking to almost like that 10 pip rule, like y'all was telling me. Not
Yes,
necessarily only 10 pips, but if your thing is 30 pips, stick to the 30 pips.
And then yeah, and even more so to dive deeper, like how you said you may not be right. What I've come to realize, especially diving deeper into reading the philosophies and the teachings of Mark Douglas, you never supposed to think about being right or wrong. That's the thing about it. Like, don't even think about being right or wrong. The only thing is, did you follow your plan to the T when the market showed the setup that you take? Simple as that. Follow that, do a series of trades, and then monitor those series of trades to see if your edge is still alive or not. Now, granted, I know the ASJ trade and basically how we've been trading on the lives, like it's very hard for that edge to go away because basically we just, following trend on a basis of reversals. And the time frame we solely look at for the most part is like the 1 hour, 4 hour. Granted, yeah, we look at the daily, but nobody looks at the daily because you would literally have to sit there for 24 hours until that one candle closes. So nobody does that. But looking at structure, yeah, we looked at on the 1 hour and the 4 hour. So you can see higher lows and lower highs being created and taken out. Even though we know the market only trends 30% of the time. Other than that, it's consolidating. It's just, you may trend on the 1 hour, the 15-minute, the 4 hour, but on the daily and weekly, it's probably most likely just consolidating. And that's where where the real big money, uh, central banks and whatnot, that's how they trade and funnel through, fluctuations. They're not looking at the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and probably not even the daily, for instance. They're looking at these large time frames to see how we go mitigate price and how we go manipulate price and all that. So you can't worry about where the market going as long as you know that there is a market to trade and you follow simple rules by only taking buys when the market has either closed bullish or it's in an obvious bullish trend, or only taking sales when the previous day closed bearish or the trend is obviously in a bearish trend. If you stick to them rules, you pretty much ain't gonna have nothing to worry about, because your rules should mitigate the fact that you're going to lose a lot, because you should have tight stops, whether your stops is a number or your stops is structure. So for instance, like on this daily time frame, if you was taking sales from here and you took sales at the break of this low, your stop loss could be 20 pips, would probably could be up in here, or your stop could be above structure, which is above that swing point, which that could be 100 pips, off the daily, who knows. And if that's your trading plan and your rules, stick to that shit, because you are going to find trends where the scenario plays out potentially. Then depending on how much you had this price stopped out, you probably would have got stopped out. But if you still were in line with the market, guess what? You had another situation right here where the market further continues down, taking out previous lows, and you could put a stop above. Like it's always other opportunities, for you to get in the market. You know, as long as you following your plan, you pretty much will win more than you lose. And it's not a per trade basis, it's profit wise. You should win more in profits than you lose, in money loss. I don't care if you take 100 trades. If you lose 98 trades at 10 pips, but that them two trades that won got you 1,000 pips each, are you profitable or negative? Yeah, you probably feel bad if your emotional shit is fucked up because you keep losing 90 something trades, but your plan is in place to only lose small bits, but you aiming for large amounts. So with a plan like that, bro, like it's really impossible to lose. I think the reason, especially now that I'm learning, the only way people lose is pure greed. That's the only way, bro. Because a nigga starting from a small amount, whether if it's $100, $1,000, there's no trade that you can place that's gonna make you happy and feel like you about to change your life at that amount. Because the type of profits you're gonna be seeing is like $10, $50, $100. That's not life changing amounts. When you start seeing thousands, 10,000s, then you talking about, okay, I could probably see myself doing this full time, type shit. But to make that kind of money, you gotta have big money in your account. And when I mean by big money, I'm talking about like 50 grand plus, 100 grand plus. If you don't have those type of sizes, you're not gonna see life changing money. And granted, if you got 100 grand to put into account, you probably already at a certain life where money is really not a factor. You probably just looking for a change of pace or a more control over your efforts of how you earn income, whatever the case may be. But everybody got different levels. So at the end of the day, I don't care how much you got when you start. That discipline and that consistency is what's gonna keep you in the game and set you apart from the person that's on YouTube that's saying they making 100 bands a day, or the real person that got a family that brush their teeth every morning and put regular unleaded gas in their car every day, that's making 5,000 a week, but not bragging about it. And like, yeah, bro. Like
Yeah,
they
if
say,
you are successful if you are able to pay any bills from trading and let it just grow off of that. Like let it be um, lunch at work, 5 to $20 for lunch. You know what I'm saying? And then let it work to you paying for your cell phone bill, and then work up to cable, electricity, water. Once you start paying for your housing off of that, then you hit a certain level to where you can probably quit your job. Um,
mm-hmm,
but you have to get comfortable with making that money. I think that's the thing. Like a lot of people, they not you. It's a different feeling when you are making enough money to pay your bills, but you're already working to pay your bills. So you don't feel like that's really that much. When really it's like, dude, you you good on that bill. You know what I'm saying? Like something that you probably would save for from your regular work check. You don't have to worry about that. That's getting taken care of off a couple of hours out the day of trading. So
come
you got
on,
to
man.
think about that. And over time, it's going to grow to where, a couple of days of trading, you're going to pay for your monthly note, and stuff like that. So I'm talking about for housing, or for a vehicle. Let's say that. How many people that's stressed, especially in today's climate, like stressing over card notes and all bills. Let's be honest. So
Facts.
start being comfortable with the smaller bills, phone, and
Right.
then over time, you're gonna get comfortable with that, and you're gonna look for the next bill, as far as like to supplement off a
Yeah.
trade and take care of that. And then over time, it's just gonna. I don't know. I think that's just a good way instead of just treating it like numbers. Because I think once when you look at a X amount of dollars that you can make, because it's only numbers, so that's like exponential. There's no limit to how much you can make to this. So you can't think about it as numbers more so than performance.
Right.
Just do the right thing. Stick to your plan, and I think that's when um, you can really start seeing growth. And
Yep.
by that time, the numbers they won't even matter. It's just all about performance.
No, that's true. I mean, the good practice about taking money out of your account, even when it's you got small amounts, to like, okay, I made enough profit to where I'm taking out actual profit to pay a bill. Like you said, starting out with a cell phone bill. Like even if you got a bill like your damn Amazon, nigga, Prime or Netflix, like pay that and really just go with that, because you paying a monthly bill, but you trading, or you looking for the opportunity to get a trade daily. So the profits you could see from a month probably should and will exceed those bills. And as they continue to grow, like you said, you start to put yourself in a different category of a bill you could take out. And before you know it, you paying your most highest expense, which is living.
Yep. And then think about it like this: a lot of people they get paid, uh, you know, twice a week, once a month, and what you have to do is manage your spending throughout that time period, because when you get paid you're going to have to pay all of these monthly bills at once, so it's going
Yeah.
to feel like, damn, that took all my check, when really you could have one good day of trading and you could probably take care of a couple of bills. So when you get that, like you said, what
And,
draws to that and
and
being
it's a
able
psychological thing. I like how you break that down, because it's psychological. Because like when you making small profits at the beginning, and you could take money out to pay like subscription bills and cell phone bills, when you get that check on that the bi-weekly check, normally, like you said, you would have to spend probably 80% of your check to pay all random different bills, keep a little bit on the side for rent, and then that second check pay other little random bills, and then match that up with the other one to pay your rent. But when you attacking certain bills from trading profits, when you get paid, you kind of feel a little better for all that hard ass work you did at your job, because now 80% ain't leaving my check. Now it's only 60% because I done paid some bills for my trades. So now I'm actually seeing and touching more money from all them hours in overtime actually there, versus I'm busting my ass, and I'm always left with $110.
Yeah.
Granted, whatever you left with, nigga, you got to train yourself to stack it and grow, but it feels better. It feels better on your psyche and your growth to know that you actually getting something you earning. So I like how you said that. But yeah, man, just overall, just to really just talk about these charts, man. I mean, like I said, I really didn't catch this drop, but that's pretty much where we at since the last time I think we talked on the live. We was looking at this bounce as maybe a potential reversal, maybe to fill this and try to test these highs, but that never happened. The daily continue creating new lows, and right now we're still on track to hit the low of the year, or the low of last year, really. No, not the low of last year, the low of 2020, which is right here. The COVID low, if you will. I mean, that's not a definite spot we could hit, but there is liquidity down there, and
Yeah.
whoever bought down there got stops down there, and that's where, you know,
and you see we hit an area that's like when was that? What time
well,
was
right
that? That
here,
area? Yeah, to the left.
the big drop
No, to the left, like this consolidation. What was that time frame like to the left that we
to
are
the left.
running into right now? Yeah.
This right here,
Yes.
that is May 2020.
So what, and just like you said, that's like that's COVID time. Um
Right, when it was getting serious.
real ugly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Um
around all these big jumps, that's when it came to America. That's like end of 2020, all of 2021. That's when all the numbers was like, it's actually here in America.
so
But
what's
nonetheless, this is when,
so what's going to happen is it's going to
and this
hesitate.
where we was prior to COVID. This where we was. So we was already in a bearish trend, and then COVID just killed it.
No, that's true. But yeah, it's gonna be a lot of jumping, consolidating. But I think overall, once we break through this, then yeah, we might hit them rock bottoms. But look we're looking at, so it can easily bounce off of the consolidation right there and shoot up.
I do like this level right here as a retest
Yes.
because of this bounce and then these bounces over here to the left.
Yeah.
And then this little retest up to this area too. So I do like the market coming up here and potentially selling off to finish its run.
Yeah.
You know.
But I think, as for like tomorrow,
Mhm.
if anything, I'll be looking for sales, just going off of what I know from the
Right here, it's been selling off since the 4th.
exactly. So the way that last week ended, that daily candle Friday
Hmm.
after NFP, just continued to drop throughout the day. So we left off, with a bearish week, bearish beginning,
Let me see
of
what the
this
weekly
month.
look like. Oh yeah, nice little
So
pin bar.
yes, with a lot of lot of
And that's a
volume.
that's a sell signal like a mug.
Come on, man. And then you have
It,
wicks to
it would have
fill
been
to
better
the
if it
left.
was up here, but it's still a nice little sell
And
signal.
right. And look at that wick that is going to fill possibly.
Hmm.
That was April 20, the week of April 24.
The week
What
of
is that?
April the 4th.
No, 22nd. 22nd to like the 25th or something like that.
What
That
time
week,
frame you looking at?
the weekly. So if you zoom
Okay,
out a little bit,
zoom out.
yeah. And I mean, wait, no, hold on, go in a little bit more. And let me see, because I said April. You just like, oh, this year? Like, no, I'm talking to the left all the way over to, let me go back to my chart.
What year?
2020. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, April, what's that? April 19th. I'm sorry.
Oh, I see it. You talking about right up in here?
Yes. And you see that wick to the bottom right
Yeah,
there. It's going to
both of
fill
these.
that price action. Yep.
Okay, let me mark that. Let me mark that.
I can see it for sure doing that.
Hell yeah, I 100,000% agree with you, especially the fact that we broke this low right here, this wick, and that wick kind of blended in with this wick. So all we got left is these two, and we already broke that with this candle, especially after the pressure it tried to go bullish and then turn around bearish and close bearish with this big pin, pin bar type shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, I definitely say that.
to start off this month with that type of movement, because like, which that's another kind of rule I think I might add, like in the beginning of the month, like that week or whatever, depending on where it falls, like
Hmm.
that first week, that NFP week, that's a lot of heavy news. And what that is just starting off the month. You know what I'm saying? To show direction or possibilities and stuff like that.
Especially, yeah, actually, like really analyzing the week after the first week closed.
Yes. So
Yeah,
and to take it
yeah,
super easy on those weeks.
yeah. That's
You know,
smart. That's
that's almost
smart.
like a Sunday. That's like trading on Sunday.
Big facts.
You know.
Big facts. Yeah. I'll mark these. Mark previous days high and low. That's something I like to do. And then we go trade off of the potential of lows getting broken. Like it already kind of broke through, but we'd like to see this daily trade lower and close below.
That is a trade that I would enter too. Like on sales. Like I would enter that like if tomorrow morning gives me
Hmm.
something really strong, because we are in a trend. So this is something. These are sales that I would enter off of. Um, yeah, like easy.
But one thing I've been seeing, bro, I ain't gonna cap on certain mornings. I ain't gonna say this like something that always happens. But when I set this line, especially when it's trending, it's like it really happens more when it's trending. But when I set this line for New York midnight open price, London typically likes to tap into that and continue down for New York. Like I've been saying that a lot. Like especially we know London is a big power push as far as in either direction or a tap into previous support and resistance. Like the idea right here, it tapped into this previous resistance area and then sold all. Or London would set the trend and then New York would just follow. But in this case, New York set the alley-oop. I mean, London set the alley-oop, and New York just dunked that hoe. But yeah, man, that's something I have been noticing, and that engulfing entry is all I'm gonna say is a monster. It's definitely a monster. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna take a look at the news right quick. Let's see what we got. Monday, October 10th. It's your boy birthday week, man, on a Friday. We got.
Oh yeah, man, we finna get it in this week, man.
Yeah, man, come on, birthday profits.
For sure.
We got Westpac. We got NAB business confidence. We got all that happening in the evening for Australian dollar high news on Monday. Tuesday, we have no news for Australian or USD, so that should just be a continuation. Wednesday, we have morning news, the PPI. Let me see. Are we looking at that? All right, we lit. And then we have FOMC. Ooh, 1 o'clock. Nice. So that'll be nice to catch a nice trade on a Tuesday or a Monday and let FOMC take you on the wildest ride of your life. Thursday, you already know, jobless claims, core inflation rate, retail sales, Michigan consumer sentiment. So we got a lot of morning news Thursday, Wednesday. So this depending on how the news is released, it could be a nice little continuation. If we catch a good entry on a Monday, we catch a good entry early in the week, and then we take a look at the weekly. Yeah, I could definitely envision a nice bearish candle to that level you called out, Jay. And that is 368, 62, 68. Oh, that's a nice little 100 pip move right there from where we currently are.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it, and that's what it is.
So that's easy. That's
Yeah.
easy. That's not a lot of pips.
So that's what I'll be looking for. A lot of sales, unless if the daily does something crazy and give me a bullish engulfing, but I just don't see that happening.
Right.
Not closing. You might get some. Yeah, you might get some retracements on the daily, but yeah, I think overall we're gonna be better.
Right. Yep. Probably a lot of people catching some counter trend buys, trying to catch it back up to these levels. I could easily see price going higher, taking out stops, and potentially going as high as up in here. I wouldn't be surprised if price, even if it's like a news release that jumps price up, that'll be a nice entry for sales if we get a candlestick pattern that shows us, you know. So it's another thing you want to implant in your head is to, allow for a candlestick to close. Even when you taking your entry, if your entry is based on a 15-minute candlestick closing and you feel like you about to miss the move because it's moving away real fast, you still feel like the move is there, like you could get in. But if it's cool, I feel like it's cool to move down to like a 5 minute or even a 1 minute, but still wait for the candlestick to close because it'll start to tell a story for you to get that sniper entry, that you're looking for. But nonetheless, yeah, man, wait for them candlesticks to close, because that's the only way a pattern can be formed. Cause right now, nigga, it's multiple patterns right now, but we don't know what it's printing out. It's like a slow ass printer, like a dot matrix printer from back in the day that's printing slow, but you don't know what's about to come out the printer. You gotta wait until the full image come out, then you get to see. Oh, okay, and I know what's about to happen. Hey, yo, Ant,
Yes, sir.
what's up with the you still into that class? You was ever jump into
I
that
didn't even
that
make it into the class, and they hadn't started another one yet. I
damn. What
uh I I
how
missed
long
it
you said
even
that
when
whole
they
is? Like,
extended it. I think it's like a 3-month course.
oh yeah, you did say that
You
three
know what I'm
months.
saying? Like the yeah.
Yeah. That's
So
a next year thing.
once I yeah exactly once I get it cracking, I'm gonna make sure I let it be known, man. I've been
Mhm.
waiting on it too. Just been stacking some bread, looking at some different things.
Do they have like a YouTube or Instagram type shit?
Nope. That's the thing. They try to keep it from being on
Nah,
YouTube.
that's fire. That's fire.
So
That's
that
fire.
way it's
Cause I was
actual
gonna tell you to send
legit.
me that shit.
hmm
Yeah,
It's legit.
yeah.
You gotta get in it to understand, you know what I'm saying,
Nah,
what they're
that's
doing with it.
fire. That's
So
fire.
that's why I'm like, damn. Cause I even tried to get it on YouTube.
That's fire. I mean, shit, it's millions of information. That's the thing about YouTube, boy. You gotta be smart on how to use YouTube. Cause if you don't
Yep.
know how to use YouTube, that should have used you.
Man.
Like, cause there's so much information out there, bro. You will be just drowning in info to even make a move.
Yep.
Hmm.
You'll get so much. You'll be using 2 and 3 different strategies and you really need just one. You
Man,
done
come
mixed them
on,
all up.
come on, and be worrying about why they not working and looking
I'm
for
telling
another
you,
one.
cause you done used the beginnings of this one, the middle of
Man,
this one, and the end
come
of the
on,
other one.
come on, trying to build a Superman strategy that nobody can beat.
Mm-mm.
And that's not how you got to think about trading. Is like you got to look at every strategy works.
Yep.
Every strategy works because somebody created it and they made it work and they just wanted to share it to the world. Like, look at my strategy.
hmm
This shit making me money. But it's the discipline and the know-how of not putting on too much risk, not
Right.
wanting to make $1,000 a day when you only got 500 in your account. Like that type of shit. Like being disciplined and knowing that. And if you don't have a setup, don't trade. Go about your business. Go to work. Go to the gym. Go with your kids. Go make some kids. Do whatever you got to do, but just stay away from the charts. Don't even look at the shit. Have another life, and then just come back to that shit every morning, because the life you gonna have once trading become full time, man. Just like Jay says, exponential. I don't know if y'all know about the I've been driving Uber pretty much down there full time, and they got like a group of Uber drivers that they be trying to make $2,000 in a week, and I just hit that hoe this week.
Yeah.
Nigga hit 2,100,
Oh yeah. You can't beat that.
and I'm gonna tell you, the bulk of that came from this weekend. And if you in Texas, if you in Dallas, what happened this weekend, nigga. It
The
was
fair.
hell,
The
Yep.
fair.
Yes,
fair.
sir.
It was three. No, it was a trifecta. It was a
The
trifecta. It was
fair.
the
It was
fair,
the
Texas
Texas
OU
OU.
game,
Yep.
and it was over 10 concerts going on this weekend in
Oh
Dallas,
man, if you
Fort
ain't make
Worth,
no
and
money,
Arlington.
you blew it. Everybody should
Boy,
have been making money.
I was out
Everybody should have
there,
been making money.
bruh. It just, I mean, the motivation of the money stacking is like, man, I probably could hit this hole. Like I just kept going, bro, and it was like, yeah. Now my Forex account about to get blessed heavily.
No, that's amazing. That's just like what you was available for that opportunity to run it up. Like think of all the Uber drivers
Yep.
that
You were ready for
I
it.
ain't never
I
hit that. And I'm 6 months in, bro. And the only reason why I even strive to hit that because I seen the other guys saying like, I did it. I did it. People out of Dallas, people out of different cities. I was like, shit, man. I'm trying to see if I can run this up.
I know I know those fares had to been like 5x or 6x. I know they was running it up as far as like on the fair.
Man, bro. I'm gonna tell you this. It was a game going on in Duncanville, a high school game on Saturday. I don't know who was playing, but I know it was in Duncanville. During the ending of that game, because I wasn't in the area, I looked on the map. They was adding $25 on an additional to ride. So if your ride was
Chill
$5,
out.
you getting 30 for taking somebody around the corner.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, that's prime time. And then you just got people that just don't want to work right now. So
Man,
there's a shortage on everything.
it's a shortage on everything, bro. But
No, that's
yeah, man. Especially it's a beautiful thing, and I'm looking at it from a business standpoint because I actually been utilizing this app called Hire Car, and they rent cars out to people who do gig type work like Uber, DoorDash, and whatnot. And the money I've been spending on them, I already done popped, a light done popped in my head to where the next step for me is I'm about to start buying cars and put them on that app because the growth of the gig economy in Dallas Fort Worth is about to 10x
Yes, sir.
in the next 5 to 10 years. Because when you got developers buying land as far as north of Sherman and far south of Waxahachie to develop schools, neighborhoods, condos, and apartments, like, yeah, it's about to be lit out here. And right now we're just seeing a reversal stemming off this previous daily low, but that's just a typical retest you would see in any bearish trend. And all you want to do is just wait for the market to trade higher and then show you a candlestick pattern that gives you an indication that it wants to continue on this bearish trend and trade lower. And that's as simple as that. That's trading right there, all wrapped up in a nutshell, if you will. I want to look at GU right quick. See about that hedge move. I know the daily had a big push up. Yeah, right there. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna fill that wick, and then that'll be a nice little sell on a weekly. This shit crazy, boy. Everybody dollar is weakening. Besides the USD, the strongest Popeye. Whew. Boy, that engulfing, nigga. Candlesticks patterns. I'm just gonna say that candlestick patterns are fire if you know them and you know how to use them. From inside bars and engulfing, those are two very powerful candlestick patterns, and when they show themselves, they are great. Hey, did y'all know Bermuda was like the second wealthiest country, most expensive country to live in?
Oh, what is that? Was that close to the Bermuda Triangle or something? What is this?
I mean, it's a part of Bermuda Triangle, but I think it's somewhere off the coast of Florida.
I'm pretty sure that's probably the closer
It's
you
a
are to that,
it's a
they're gonna rank that
small
money
ass
up.
island. Yeah, it's
Hmm.
tax free too. You live out there, no taxes.
People trying to get close to that good old energy, the
Man,
sources of the light and travel and different stuff like that,
nah.
man. You
I
know them
met a guy
conspiracy
that was
theories.
from there. He told me that. I was like, damn. It's like it's nothing but like billionaires and millionaires live there, like on some fucking Switzerland type shit. It's a beautiful thing, man. Shout out to the two forex traders or day traders or stock traders that I met in my Uber drives today. Right, I met two guys back to back, like my
Yeah.
last three drives. One was he was in stocks. He traded I bought stocks, bought them long, and was just kind of interested in the forex market. Then I picked up another guy right after him, and he traded forex. Shit was crazy. Like the stars are aligning with meeting people like that back to back.
Yes, sir. Your timeline is right in order.
Man, come on. Yeah, man. Lit. No comments. But yeah, just to wrap things up, I think overall we are still and have been for the past few months, I would say, we bearish. I mean, we've been getting a lot of bullish play, but the overall rule of bullishness is for it to take out previous extreme highs, and none of these extreme highs have been taken out. So We've been seeing lower highs and lower lows. Lower low, lower low, lower low, lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So we bearish, and that's what we're looking for. And we're gonna monitor the hourly, the 4 hour in conjunction with the daily, and only take trades in that trend. And with that being said, we're gonna keep in touch in the chat, and we're gonna wrap this one up, and we'll be back next Sunday, 8 p.m.
Yeah, man, you already know, guys. I appreciate everything, and you already know what's gonna happen. Just stay to the course, stick to the plan, and tap in the Telegram, man. You already
Yes,
know.
sir. Yes, sir. Our boys stay focused on that, man. I'm watching. I'm telling you, I'm watching. I'm paying attention to all that. Y'all
I
keep
already
me
know.
motivated, bruh. That stuff's good business all day, every day.
Well, sooner or later, I'm gonna give like everybody in there is gonna be like have access to a trading platform, or a trading account, and anything on there that I mark, I'm be like, man, just trade that shit. Like even if it's automatic.
What you saying? You gonna create an account for people to trade?
Yes, like oh no, not trade, just invest into. It'll
Oh,
copy off of what I'm doing. Like
oh, okay.
yes, and that's like I'm talking Telegram, so that's like pretty much family. But
Got you.
no, bro, I'm telling you, because I get the whole people. It's hard to make a time, not even to make a plan for trading, but just to trade in general. Like the times that you are working or busy, just life happens. But if you don't, it's perfect to like think about if he would have stuck with old boy. I don't know if he's still doing that, but
Who?
Roberto.
Yeah, I still follow him.
Yeah, so if he would have stuck with him, we probably would have been sitting pretty good right now.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that's successful, if you follow them, you'll be good. But it's just about you being consistent and being disciplined on knowing how to trade and when to trade. As simple as that. And your how to should be written down in your trading plan. If you don't have a trading plan, then don't trade. That's for everybody. Everybody that we fuck with, everybody that's watching this, you have to have a trading plan. And we have the template. We'll put it in the Telegram so everybody can have it and just rewrite it in your own words, and or change it, because trading plans change. It's not nothing that's set standard. You probably change it maybe every 2 years, every 5 years, who knows. But yeah, you need to have one, because you need to have a plan to follow. You got to trade like a robot. Remove the emotion and the guesswork out of it. Follow your plan, and you pretty much will be solid.
That's it. I mean, nothing to add to that.
Hmm. Well, yeah, man, we're gonna see everybody on Sunday. You did.
Yes,
We'll be
sir. Much
back.
love, fellas.
Love
Be
y'all,
tapping
man.
back
All
in.
right, man.
Love you
Yes,
guys.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Peace out.
Peace,
Yep.
man.